Hey guys, welcome to my legal classes. This is Ganesh Pujari and in the series of Indian Penal Code, today we are going to start a series of lecture on chapter 2 which is all about general explanations. Yes, we are making series of videos because this chapter covers from section 6 to 52A. That means as many as 47 original sections in which 3 are repealed and 2 amendment sections added. Currently there are 46 sections including amendment sections are available. So here in this first video, we are going to cover section 6 to 18, including repealed sections. There will be 13 sections, but we are understanding 10 sections because 3 of them, as I said, already been repealed. Why to waste time? Let's get into the first slide. When you look at the size of chapter 2 of Indian Penal Code, you feel like this is a very big chapter, but it is not so. This chapter though looks like very big because of lot of sections, it is a very easy and we can learn this chapter very quickly because most of these sections are one-liners when we read them in Bare Act provisions. So we can learn them really quickly, but there are few sections which are little lengthy and we need to understand them in detail because those are very important sections. Like for example, the first section itself, that is section 6, which discusses about definitions in the code to be understood subject to exceptions. Now this is a very important section. Before going to my chart, let's quickly read through the Bare Act provision which says, throughout this code, every definition of an offence, every penal provision and every illustration of every such definition or penal provision shall be understood subject to the exceptions contained in the chapter entitled General Exceptions, though those exceptions are not repeated in such definition, penal provision or illustration. The section here is very easy. The English is also easy, but I will make it further easy with the help of my chart. Now, before even we get into my chart, we need to understand that there is one chapter by name General Exception in Indian Penal Code. That is chapter 4 covered between section 76 to 106. That particular chapter explains all the general exceptions available under Indian Penal Code. There, under such exceptions, if there are anything committed that is not considered as an offense, that is what we are learning under general exceptions, and all those general exceptions I have already covered and it is available in the Indian Penal Code playlist. Now, once after mentioning those under general exceptions, you cannot again and again mention it in every single definition or under every penal provision or under every illustrations which are related to such definition or penal provision. That's what exactly this particular section says. It is understood that all the definitions which are coming under this particular code or all the penal provisions which are coming under this particular code or all the illustrations which are coming along with such definitions or penal provisions of this particular code, they are subject to the general exceptions. That is what we need to understand from this particular section. Now it is saying that we cannot repeat it everywhere or every single time with every single section that this is subjected to general exceptions. They cannot mention it. That is what they said. By section 6, it is understood that all the definitions, all the penal provisions and all those illustrations which are related to these definitions and penal provisions are understood that they are subject to general exceptions. Now there are two beautiful illustrations in my next slide related to this particular section. There are two illustrations here. The first one is related to a child below 7 years of age. Now remember, any act which is done by a child below 7 years of age cannot be considered as an offense as per section 82 of Indian Penal Code, which is one of the important part of chapter 4, that is general exceptions. Now once after we say that child below 7 years of age cannot have mens rea or whatever committed by that child cannot be considered as an offense, it is not necessary to again and again tell in every single provision that child below 7 years of age, if commits that particular offense, it is not an offense, because we have already once made it very clear. That is how we need to understand this. The second illustration is related to wrongful confinement by a police officer. Now again here there is a very clear exception available under section 76, which says nothing is an offense which is done by a person who is bound by law to do it. Now once we know this, we need to understand that this is applicable throughout the code. So we need not to again mention it everywhere. That is what we need to understand from section 6. The next section, that is section 7, is about sense of expression once explained, and it says every expression which is explained in any part of this code is used in every part of this code in conformity with the explanation. Now if there is any explanation available in any part of this particular code under Indian Penal Code, that explanation is sufficient for wherever it is required. That is how we need to understand. That means it cannot be explained again and again. Once the explanation is given, it is common sense that we have to use that particular explanation everywhere unless and until there is contrary available. Otherwise, we have to confirm or believe that the same explanation should be used. That is what section 7 says. Now, section 8 is on gender, which says the pronoun he and its derivatives are used of any person, whether male or female. If anywhere it is mentioned he, we need to understand that it includes both male as well as female unless the contrary is available. The common sense or the very important aspect that we need to remember here is unless the contrary available, we have to read as per general explanation. That is a very important aspect we need to remember. So wherever it is he, we need to understand it includes both male and female unless contrary is available. The next section, that is section 9, discusses about number, and it says wherever singular used, we need to understand that that is plural also, and wherever plural is available, we need to understand that it can be singular also. That is what mentioning here under section 9, and it also says unless contrary appears. Till the time there is any contrary appears, we need to understand this way. Section 10 is on man, woman. Now it says the word man denotes a male human being of any age. The word woman denotes a female human being of any age. Now man means it can be any male of any age, and woman means it can be any female of any age. That is what we need to understand from section 10. Now section 11 is on person, which says the word person includes any company or association or body of persons, whether incorporated or not. That is what we need to understand from person. Person includes company, association or body of persons, and it may be incorporated or may not be. That is what we need to understand from section 11. Section 12 says public. What is public? The word public includes any class of the public or any community. Now it doesn't matter which class of public is that or which community is that. It includes every class of public or any community. That is what we need to understand from section 12. The last three sections that we are learning here is section 14, 17 and 18. Section 14 is on servant of government, and it says the words servant of government denotes any officer or servant continued, appointed or employed in India by or under the authority of the government. Now who has appointed them or employed them or continued them in service? That is the government. Now what is government? Government is defined under section 17. It says the word government denotes the central government or the government of a state. Now it can be state government or central government. That is what we need to understand from section 17. And section 18 defines India. It says India means the territory of India excluding the state of Jammu and Kashmir. I have a confusion here in the scope that under section 1 we have already learned that this act applies to whole of India after the reorganization of Jammu and Kashmir 2019 bill. But here it is not mentioned, so I don't know why, but I searched for it. There is no information available on that. As of now, let's read it as available under section 18. Finally, I told in the very beginning that 3 sections from this particular chapter are being removed. They are section 13, 15 and 16, which are discussing about or defining Queen, British India and Government of India respectively. They are being repealed, so let's not worry on them.
Mark your milestones. They are very important to know what you have achieved in your life. With that, I'm concluding this session. Please subscribe our channel. Please like, share and comment our videos. Thank you. Bye-bye.